I'm Fiona Mackenzie,
divorce coach,
divorcee and would-be adventurer. Welcome to my 12 months of adventure. So here I am, back once more to my favourite adventure playground of Glencoe in the Scottish Highlands. Glencoe has always held a certain eeriness about it for me, with the mountains flanking you on all sides. But it's one of the best places to come to in the UK if you love a mountain adventure. Today I've come here to attempt a hike that is well out of my comfort zone, the Aonach Eagach Ridge. This ridge is the longest and narrowest ridge on mainland UK, and the mere mention of it is enough to strike fear into the hearts of many's a hill walker, myself included. I never thought I'd ever hike this ridge. But today I'm going to leap out of my comfort zone and I'm going to hike it solo. I've been fascinated with Glencoe since I was taught in school about the massacre of over 30 men, women and children of the MacDonald clan by soldiers in 1692. Since hearing of that event, the place has always held an air of mystery for me, and I remember vividly the first time I cast eyes upon the Great Glen. In my adult years, the mystique has stretched to the many summits surrounding the glen, but none more so than the scramble across the Aonach Eagach Ridge. A ridge I always hoped I'd do, but never ever thought I'd dare. The ridge can be hiked from either side, but I've chosen the more popular way of east to west. I'm not sure whether it's more popular because it's easier, or because you can finish the walk at the well-known hiker's pit stop, the Clachagan. From the car park, it's a very steep hike up to the first summit, Ambodach. Not to be confused with the Ambodach of the Mamors mountain range, which is classed as a Munro. But there are, however, two Munros on this hike, Mael Jarach and Scorton and Fianna, and the Aonach Eagach Ridge runs between them. I'm getting my first glimpse of the ridge. Now I've seen this obviously from over the other side. I've seen it from down below, or what you can see of it down below, but I've never seen it from this angle. It looks quite easy for me, but I know, having done these things before, that when you see them from a distance, and particularly when you see them on the camera, they look like nothing. They look like it's so easy. You just walk across that, no bother. But I know it's not going to be like that. I haven't been doing much exercise the last couple of months except walking my dog, so I'm feeling a wee bit unfit, but also it is just a straight up ascent. There is no descent at all. I mean, I can show you my watch there, if you can see that. Yeah, it's showing like 921 or 698 ascent and then 2 meters of descent, which is basically coming from Ambodach to this little point here. Ambodach's just over there. So yeah, took me a while, but it is like just, it's relentless. You're just up and up and up and up until you get to the summit, basically. Oh shit. I've got to get down this bit. You can see that's a couple, they've gone ahead of me. Yeah. I'm looking down there thinking, oh my god, this is really high, and I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'm gonna do it. So I have just climbed down that bit behind me. Tougher probably than it looks on the camera. There's quite a lot of exposure because there's quite a drop down that side there. And you know, I think I felt a little bit sort of anxious as I was doing it, because I felt that I'm on my own, and you know, if I slip and fall here, nobody's gonna know. I'm laughing, but that's not funny. So that's kind of in your mind, you know. I don't think it's, I think I didn't appreciate how much confidence Ben gave me when I'm with him. You know, I think because I'm with him, it's like, oh yeah, Ben's doing it, I can do it, it's no bother, you know. And there's a certain peace and sort of calm in that, you know. But when you're on your own, I wasn't expecting to feel any differently, but I do. I feel a little bit more afraid, but also a bit more cautious because of that. So, you know, it's fine. I'm gonna keep going. There's, you know, this is one of these ridges that once you're on it, there's no sort of escape routes off. You've just got to keep going. And that's what I'm gonna do. I think it's just my head that would get in the way, but even getting down that, you know, I haven't done any down climbing either. And getting down that, you know, it's good, it's exciting, and it is building my confidence. So I think as I go along the walk, I'm just gonna become more and more confident, and by the end I'll be like, you know, Spidey, swinging from the pinnacles. That's where I've just come up. We've got some goats on the summit. This is the first time I've ever seen a goat up in the hills of Scotland. With Mail Jarrach behind me, I get a full view of the ridge in front of me. It doesn't look quite so easy now, but I've come this far, so I better just get on with it. Sure, but I think I might be on the Crazy Pinnacles. Is this the Crazy Pinnacles? Yeah, so it's just been confirmed. I am on the Crazy Pinnacles. This is a bit that everybody talks about that's really quite tricky. I can see why, because there is a lot of exposure. that's me. I have done all the tricky parts of the Aonach Eagach. I met a lovely couple of guys there as I was coming down the last part. And one of them is divorced, and he actually used adventure to sort of help him sort of escape all the stuff that was going on for him during his divorce. So, you know, I was trying to persuade him to drum up some business to become a client of mine, but he wasn't having any of it. Yeah, but you know, again, I just reiterate that, like, being up in the hills, and I think more so when you're on your own, you just get chatting to people, and people are looking out for you. Those guys have offered me a lift back to my van because we have to walk down one way and then you end up about 6 miles away or 5 miles away from where I started. So they've offered to give me a lift, so that's nice. Yeah, so I feel really like surprised at myself for being able to do this. I think, you know, and one of those guys, they were saying, you know, like, you're brave doing this alone, and you know, and I suppose I am in, you know, in many ways. It doesn't feel like that so much. I'm just sort of getting out of my comfort zone, so to speak. So I don't feel like I'm being brave, but really, just the confidence it's given me to come and do this. Like, if I can come and do this by myself, you know, then I can do other scrambling things by myself. There were a couple of moments here, you know, that were, you know, a little bit like, well, I had to really think about where I was placing my feet and hands and things, but and there was a lot of exposure, but yeah, it's really exhilarating, and I want to tackle another one now. Now it's just a bit of a hill walk. There'll be sort of maybe grade 1 scrambling a bit, but it's just a bit of a hill walk back.